Grand Rising. Happy Sunday. I pray everybody's having a positive, productive start to your day today. If not, I pray that your angels, ancestors, spirit guides, and of course the Most High help you with that. I also pray that He clothes us in His armor from head to toe, that He strengthens our discernment and guides our steps as we go throughout this day. That being said, I want to start out with the Lord's Prayer, and then we'll get into the devotion and the affirmations. Our God who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us of our trespasses, as we forgive those who have trespassed against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Ashe. I also want to send loving, healing energy prayers for anybody that's still in recovery from all the storms that we experienced last year. And of course, going into this year, there's a lot of people that are struggling just to get by right now, just to survive. Anybody dealing with displacement, homelessness, addiction, depression, anxiety, hunger, loss of a loved one, health issues, please just know that I'm sending you as much loving, healing energy as possible. From now on, instead of separating the devotions and all that, we're just going to do it all in the live, and just instead of breaking it down into different videos. Hopefully one of these days I'll learn how to edit stuff and then I can break it down from there. But it's just I'm trying to get a flow going here. Okay. That also being said, I'm no longer going to read from the Do Not Be Afraid and the Conflict and Courage. I just, not that these aren't good books, but it doesn't really accomplish what I like to accomplish. I may do them from time to time, like different devotional videos just out of here. But for the time being, now that I'm collaborating everything together, we're going to be reading from Dear Jesus, which is a Sarah Young prayer devotional. Sarah Young is who we read from last year, Sarah Young's Jesus Calling. And I just really, I guess it's because I've gotten used to the way she does it. I like the way she words things and on a, on a basic level, I guess. With these books, it's almost more like a Bible study than a devotional, which that's not a bad thing. We may start doing some Bible studies like on Wednesday night or something, but it's not really a devotional. It says it is, but it's more like a Bible study. But nonetheless, I'm not going to get rid of them, just not going to make them the daily thing right now. So with Dear Jesus by Sarah Young, we're going to get started. I am the firm foundation on which you can dance and sing and celebrate my presence. I've posted pictures of these before so that you can see how she breaks it down. She starts out with just like a basic comment, then a prayer, then the Lord's response to that prayer, and then scriptures that are referenced through this. Okay. Dear Jesus, I long to dance for you, sing praises to you, and celebrate your presence continually. However, most of the time, I feel earthbound and weighed down. Worshiping you requires the engagement of my entire being, something I delight in and yet somehow resist. Teach me how to celebrate you more consistently and more abundantly. And the response to that, beloved, begin by lingering in my peaceful presence. As you relax in my everlasting arms, sense how safe and secure you are. I am indeed the rock solid foundation on which you can live exuberantly. Dancing, singing, and praying are ways you can express your delight in me. Let me say that again. Dancing, singing, and praying are ways you can express your delight in me. My very presence radiates joy in vast, unmeasured fullness. When you praise me, your joy increases, as does your awareness of my holy presence. Your body may or may not be mightily engaged in this endeavor, but I see into your heart. That is where the ultimate celebration of my presence takes place. And then I think it's most of the time she gives us 4 different scriptures of reference. The first is Deuteronomy 33, verse 27. The eternal God is your refuge, and underneath are the everlasting arms. Psalm 16, verse 11. You have made known to me the path of life. You will fill me with joy in your presence, with eternal pleasures at your right hand. 2 Samuel chapter 6, verse 14. David, wearing a linen... I was prepared for this. I have my hotspot on. It's 9:11 on the timer. I need to start keeping a pen and paper nearby me so I can write stuff like that down. So I don't, because a lot of times I forget to do them at the end of the video. Okay. We're going to pull up a word here real quick because I don't know what it is. EPHOD. 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 Let's see if it'll give us the meaning. A linen apron worn in ancient Hebrew rites, especially a vestment of the high priest. Okay, so David wore a linen apron, basically, danced before the Lord with all his might. And then 1 Samuel 16, verse 7. But the Lord said to Samuel, do not look at his appearance or at his physical stature, because I have refused him. For the Lord does not see as man sees. For man looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. We are judged by our faith and by the contents of our heart. Okay, so I already pulled up the first scripture that she referenced, which is Deuteronomy chapter 33, verse 27. And it says, the eternal God is thy refuge, and underneath are the everlasting arms. And he shall thrust out the enemy before thee, and shall say, destroy them. And if we continue on to the end of that chapter, because there's only 2 more verses of the chapter, verse 28 says, Israel then shall dwell in safety alone. The fountain of Jacob shall be upon the land of corn and wine. Also his heavens shall drop down dew. Verse 29, happy art thou, O Israel, who is like unto thee, O people saved by the Lord, the shield of thy help, and who is the sword of thy excellency, and thine enemies shall be found liars unto thee, and thou shalt tread upon their high places. The references of this chapter is the death of Moses. Like where it's up at the top of the page where it says like what those pages are talking about. That's what we're referencing here is the death of Moses. Okay, as always, I will take a picture of this and post it on the community page. That also being said, it was 11:22, or sorry, 10:22 when I looked at the timer. I don't have my glasses on. Um, I did a live the other day on Facebook, and I guess I'm going to start doing that as well. I'm going to do a live on here, and then I'll do a live on Facebook as well. I'm not necessarily sure that that's going to become like a full on regular thing, but I do have a bigger following over on Facebook, and I enjoy the interaction between me and the people that watch. So, all right, that's our daily devotion. Let's look up the angel number 911, 911, of course. We know that that's, for us, that's an emergency number, but let's see what Spirit references it as. Angel number 911 is said to represent new beginnings, endings, and spiritual awakening. It can also be a sign to embrace change, let go of the past, and focus on personal growth. What does it mean? Uh, Number 911 symbolizes the end of one chapter of life and the start of a new one. It can be a sign to shed old beliefs and embrace a more authentic version of yourself. It can be a sign of deeper connection with God, the universe, or guardian angels. It can be a sign to align your life with your true purpose and calling. It can also signify how great your potential is to achieve your goals. How can you respond? Practice gratitude to amplify the results of your manifestation. Incorporate the numbers 9, 1, or 11 into your ritual work, which we don't do that. I shouldn't have even read that. And then observe your thoughts and what's around you. So pay attention to, what we were talking about, what we were thinking about when we saw that number. Signifies how great your potential is to achieve anything you desire. Spiritually speaking, this could reflect your growth or belief system. It is also believed to be a powerful message from the divine, urging you to align your life with your true purpose and calling. A divine presence is waiting in the wings, means that a divine presence is waiting in the wings and that you are on the path to the perfect opportunity. Encourages you to pursue your life purpose and soul mission as a light worker. It's a highly karmic and spiritual number. Let's see what Joanne's Sacred Scribes has to say. That originally was just what Google had to say. All right, let's see. A highly karmic and spiritual number that encourages you to pursue your life purpose and soul mission as a light worker. It tells of leadership and living life as a positive example in order to illuminate the way for others to follow. Angel number 911 is a vibration of spiritual enlightenment and awareness and of reaping karmic rewards for work well done. Angel number 911 also indicates that the angels are telling you that a new door has opened for you as a product of your positive thoughts, intentions, and actions. Make the most of this opportunity and walk forward with confidence and surety, knowing that you are fulfilling your karmic destiny. It also suggests that your goals are almost complete and or that you are coming to the end of a phase or a cycle in your life. It is an indication that one door is closing and another is opening. Wow. The message is to allow the old to be released so it is able to be replaced with the new. That is cray cray. The other day during the live on Facebook, one of the watchers commented that. And so it led to a small conversation about, endings and new beginnings. That was very much a topic of it. Um, what day was that? Was that day before yesterday? Day before yesterday, I think. So today's Sunday, that would have been Friday. Okay, so there we go. I'll have to remember to bring that up when I go to Facebook to do that. It was 15:15 on the timer when I looked. All right, let's get a verse of the day prayer card. Uh, yesterday, the verse of the day was, which I didn't come on yesterday, but I did do my devotional and I pulled a verse of the day card. It was Hebrew 11:1, and actually, we'll discuss that in the Facebook Live. So the number 111, 111 as an angel number for yesterday. All right, let's get a verse of the day prayer card. We're not going to keep these because it's too many. You got Isaiah chapter 30, Psalm chapter 9 or Psalm 97, and Matthew 21:22. We've seen that one a lot. The Matthew 21:22. It comes out quite often. Spirit speaks to us in all different ways. Numbers, images, nature, other people. And it speaks of all those things in the biblical texts and that we know and read, but also, other ones that people aren't as familiar with. Oh Lord my God, I cried to you for help and you healed me. Psalm 30, verse 2. We'll pull that up. I've got to find me some tape. My tabs are starting to pull off of the pages. 30, verse 2. All right, Psalm 30 isn't a long psalm, so we'll go ahead and read the whole thing. I will exalt thee, O Lord, for thou hast lifted me up and hast not made my foes to rejoice over me. O Lord my God, I cried unto thee, and thou hast healed me. O Lord, thou hast brought up my soul from the grave. Thou hast kept me alive, that I should not go down to the pit. Sing unto the Lord, O ye saints of his, and give thanks at the remembrance of his holiness. For his anger endureth but a moment. In his favor is life. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. And in my prosperity I said, I shall never be moved. Lord, may thy favor, thou hast made my mountain to stand strong. Thou didst hide thy face, and I was troubled. I cried to thee, O Lord, and unto the Lord I made supplication. What profit is there in my blood when I go down to the pit? Shall the dust praise thee? Shall it declare thy truth? Hear, O Lord, and have mercy upon me. Lord, be thou my helper. Thou hast turned for me my mourning into dancing. Thou hast put off my sackcloth and girded me with gladness, to the end that my glory may sing praise to thee and not be silent. O Lord, my God, I will give thanks unto thee forever. Didn't our, yeah, dancing, singing, and praying are ways you can express your delight in me. So that goes right along with our morning devotional. Singing, dancing, praying, showing gratitude, praying and being, thankful, acknowledging the work that he has done in our lives, sharing that with others so it can be an encouragement, a motivation, an example of how, even though it may not look a certain way from the outside, there's a lot going on the inside behind those glory gates. Okay, so we got our verse of the day. Psalm 30, verse 2. So Psalm 30, basically. All right, let's get a chakra affirmation, chakra healing affirmation for the day. It's the sun is shining, the light is reflecting off the snow. It is brutally cold out. The snow hasn't even started to melt away yet. And, where tire tracks and footsteps and stuff are in the snow overnight, it actually turned into ice. So, it looks like maybe the snow might be lingering around a little bit longer than they initially expected. I already took the dogs out once this morning. I have to get all bundled up like like a snowman to go out and do it, but we don't stay out there too long. It's hard on their little paws. Copper has some booties, but he doesn't really like to wear them, and Darwin doesn't have any at all. So, we just make the most of it and make our rounds and come back in. So I hope everybody's staying safe and warm. It's still the weekend. Hopefully people aren't having to get out and about on the roads. Stay warm, stay home, stay bundled up, make the most of the snow days. Acknowledge spirit. 6th chakra, 3rd eye chakra. We'll get our incense lit for that. The color purple, violet, however you want to look at it. To me, purple's purple. I like all shades of purple. 3rd eye is represented by the fragrance rose. Shout out to Elegant Expressions Aromatherapy. You can get these at Dollar Tree. They have a whole set for all the different chakras. If you don't have a Dollar Tree in your area, you can. I haven't checked in a while, but I assume that you can still get them online. We've been getting the 3rd eye chakra a lot lately. So, I'm probably going to end up running out of those before I run out of any of the other ones. There's a little for you. I wish we had smell-o-vision so you guys could smell it. All right. Acknowledge spirit. I trust in a higher source and I acknowledge my direct connection with it. In the stillness, I listen for the wisdom inside, and I am open to the spirituality that is within and all around me. I know that love is the creative force. I meditate and welcome mystical truths. I am open to seeking guidance in my spiritual quests from a spiritual teacher, master, or guru. We should always be open to learn. We will never know everything. And sometimes you can learn just by listening. Whether it's different educational videos online, finding other people that are maybe further along in the journey than you are, or even people that aren't. They've just learned different lessons and different things than what you've learned. In reality, if we could all come together and stop all the pettiness that's in the world, we could learn a lot from each other. All right, let's get a grief affirmation for the day. Just a little side note, if you're anywhere close to my area, at least in the state of Tennessee, but maybe even closer, the temperatures are going to stay below freezing for quite some time. It's going to take, from what they're showing so far, it's going to take a while for the temperatures to come back up. So, make sure you're letting your faucets drip. Make sure, you're checking on fur babies and, get out, even though it's brutal outside, get outside and, make sure that, there's nothing that you're missing, basically. Our grief and joy can coexist. That's our grief affirmation for the day. Like yesterday, and My roommate went out and checked it yesterday. I'm going to go out and check it, or last night. I'm going to check it today. Our our heating unit had ice all over it, and the ice was hitting the blade as it was going around. And so, a few times that might not cause any damage, but with something like that, if you don't check it and, clean it off, it could possibly cause damage. So, little things like that, just try to be aware. You know, I know it's easy to be tempted to just stay inside and stay bundled up when the weather's like this, but don't forget to go outside and check on things. All right, we're gonna get Wild Offering Oracle, and then we'll get into the Mary Magdalene. True love and loneliness on the cut as we're getting started. Learn to love your own company. If you've never had to do it, it can be difficult. But if you learn to love your own company, then loneliness, you can deter the loneliness. Trust, impatience. We'll get one more. True offering. We got that the other day. Despair on the bottom of the deck. Look at that. Divine timing on the top of the deck. Trust in divine timing. It's easy to be impatient, but if your offering is true, all you have to do is trust and be patient. All right, trust. When love is invited to take over, right actions arise at the right time. Allow me, dear divine, to wait patiently until the timing is right. Let me rest, excuse me. Let me rest in the unknown until a clear path is shown. Impatience. My life is unfolding, in divine timing. My life is unfolding in divine timing. All delays are beneficial. I'm always at the right place at the right time. Then true offering. May I release the fears, illusions, and addictions that keep me from true offering. May I relax in your plan, trusting that the next steps will always be shown. Use me, divine, use me for the highest. I am yours alone. So when the offering is true, you trust in yourself and divine. We may struggle with impatience, but be patient with divine timing. It's his timing, not ours. And sometimes that's the hardest part. Most of the time, that's the hardest part. If you're anything like me anyways, it's patience is something that was not a natural virtue for me. Being patient is something that I've definitely, my patience has been tested over and over and over again to teach me to have more patience. All right. Now we'll get into the Mary Magdalene. This Mary Magdalene deck is by Megan Watterson. There's also a book on Mary Magdalene that I hope to be able to get in the near future. And, we may do like a lesson day or some lesson plan or something for Mary Magdalene. Her gospel is one of the many gospels that were left out of the Holy Bible. All right, we got sixth power and witness on the cut as we get started. It'll be interesting to see if the same cards come out for the Facebook Live as they do for this one. I think this will be the first time where I've done a live here and there on the same day. So if you don't catch this live and you see it later, that's okay too. The second power, I trust what my soul desires. We just got that the other day. I think that was, I don't think that was on the Facebook Live. I think it was the last time I came live here, but we just got that the other day. The fourth power, I am beloved. Look at, she's dancing, praising, worshiping, singing, showing, being grateful for the sunshine and the plants. I am beloved. You know, I'm Christ. Love knows only mercy. I'm still very shocked that I didn't have any Native American in me when I did the ancestry DNA. I'm very, I don't know why, but I'm just very drawn to that whole, because when I looked at this picture, that's what I see, you know, the way she's dancing, the way her body is positioned, it looks like Native American dancing. Okay. The second power, the fourth power, and Christ. The second power, clinging. Yes, we got that just the other day. According to the legend, Mary crossed the Mediterranean Sea to the south of France on a ship without sails after Christ's crucifixion in order to escape Roman persecution. 2 other women named Mary were on the ship with her, as well as a little girl named Sarah. Some legends suggest that Sarah was the daughter of Christ and Mary. I've always imagined that Mary felt anguish having to leave ancient Israel and the land where she met and loved and lost Christ. What the ego wants is real and powerful and also part of what it means to be human. We're meant to feel the exquisite suffering of not always getting what the ego craves. We cling to the desires of the ego, most often not even realizing that it's the ego that's driving us to crave so desperately. Christ explains the creation of the ego so perfectly in the Gospel of Mary. Quote, matter gave birth to a passion which has no image because it derives from what is contrary to nature. A disturbing confusion then occurred in the whole body. Mary chapter 3 verses 10 and 11. Matter, meaning our flesh, our beloved body, gives birth to a passion, the ego, which has no eternal lasting image like that of the soul. This passion, this ego, is contrary to nature because it seeks to control the flow of energy. The ego doesn't want to die. The ego is terrified of change, and the ego wants life to unfold according to a chronological time frame. And this is necessary because if we didn't have this passion, this ego, we wouldn't be able to function here while human, while embodied. The soul needs the ego. Our work here is to discern when it's the ego that's leading, when it's the ego that's clinging to an outcome, and then, with as much mercy as possible, help release the ego's grasp so that the soul can return to its stance at the helm of our life. We want the soul to lead us, and that's often terrifying because the soul is constantly leading us towards what's new, what's next, what has never been done before. The soul wants us to be fully present because transformation only happens in the present tense. The soul voice meditation. What have I been clinging to or trying to control? If you go back, I'm pretty sure it was the live on Facebook. If you go view that, um, that card very much lined up with the topic of conversation that day. So, there's hidden messages everywhere. All right. The fourth power, excess. I am beloved. The mystic William Blake believed that roads of excess lead to places of wisdom. Why? Because when we allow ourselves to get thrown out of balance with an excessive amount of anything, too much work, food, sex, or alcohol, we also have the opportunity to encounter that aspect within us that calls us to come back from the extremes so that we can rest again in the stability of what lets us thrive. The fourth power in the Gospel of Mary is described as the craving for death. And after Christianity was institutionalized in the fourth century, the fourth power was referred to as gluttony. So I've said it before in one of the videos. The seven powers are basically referring to the seven sins, seven deadly sins. The excess is seen as a death wish. However, it's often deeply unconscious. It's a compulsion, something we feel compelled to do, and that we do not know how to stop or change. Within Mary's gospel, the power of excess is not a sin. It's not a demon. It's simply a power. It's a power of the ego. Like the other six powers that can derail us from what the soul has come here to do. Often we treat ourselves in a way we would never dream of treating someone else. Often our fear of not having a purpose, of not making some sort of contribution with our brief lives, leads us to sabotage any chance of doing so. When we remember that we are as beloved as the friend we want every good thing to come to, we are as beloved as the partner we adore, we are as beloved as the child that brings us joy just by breathing. We are as beloved as those we love so fiercely around us. It becomes less and less possible to be excessive with this body because we remember that the body is the soul's chance to be here. When we remember that we are beloved, we want to spend what little time we have here simply sharing the love we are. We no longer need to dance around the fires of love at our core. We become it. And we can tolerate that much light, that much love, because we know it's not separate from us. Woo, what a message in that one. What does it feel like to repeat inside the heart, I am beloved? I love that last paragraph. When we remember that we are as beloved as the friend we want every good thing to come to, we are as beloved as the partner we adore, as the child that brings us joy just by breathing. We are beloved as those we love so fiercely around us. It becomes less and less possible to be excessive with this body because we remember that the body is the soul's chance to be here. When we remember that we are beloved, we want to spend what little time we have here simply sharing the love we are. We no longer need to dance around the fires of love at our core. We become it. And we can tolerate that much light, that much love, because we know it's not separate from us. I love that. She just says things so brilliantly, the way she words things. Okay, and then we have the Christ card. Look at that. I opened right to it. Love knows only mercy. 40:10 on the timer. It's crucial for us to remember that Christ was crucified by the Roman Empire. He wanted to turn the unjust power structures of the empire on their head, making the first last and the last first. Christ wanted to free us from the misunderstanding that any one of us had the right to put ourselves above or below another. Christ wanted to free us from the illusion that external forms of power, like wealth and authority, could ever come close to the ultimate power of love that exists within us. It's crucial for us to remember that Christ wasn't Christian. Christianity came hundreds of years after Christ. Christ himself embodied a spiritual practice called kenosis, which is Greek for self-emptying love. When we practice loving someone, even a stranger, a perceived enemy, by emptying out all our egoic ideas about them, we free ourselves and them. We put mercy into practice. Mercy is what love looks like in action. In Mary's gospel, Peter asks Christ, quote, "What is the sin of the world?" And Christ replies, "There is no such thing as sin." Mary chapter 3, verse 3. Christ here is saying that we are not innately sinful. Sin does not exist as an ultimate truth. Sin, according to the Gospel of Mary, is when we mistake the ego for our true self. When we are unable to sense the presence of the soul in the midst of the one of the powers of the ego, we then act from that forgetful state. Christ and Mary's gospel wants us to remember that being human means being an ego with all the humanity that demands, and that being human also means being a soul. We are a spiritual being having a human experience. We are a soul inside of this body. Mary's gospel relates that Christ and as the true human being, and this is what he revealed to her we are meant to become also. The true human being has united the ego to the true self, the soul. Even in the midst of the worst of what can unfold in our lives, we have the capacity to return to the limitless love we are also. How can we do this? We have mercy on ourselves. We have mercy on each other. We let love reach where it has never been before. The soul voice meditation. What mercy can I have for myself or someone else in this moment? I mean, mercy is an act of love. When you love somebody, when you act in love, you will show that mercy. You will share that grace. You will, forgiveness will come natural because it comes from love. Wow, that all very much aligned today. It's a beautiful message that we all need to hear from time to time. You know, the ways of this world seem like they're becoming more brutal as each day passes. The judgment, the harsh criticisms, the belittling of people, the grief that people are going through, it, you know, because of the powers of the ego, you know, we as humans think that, we're the first people going through this, that other generations and other timelines haven't experienced what we're experiencing, but that's so not true. The story in the biblical text is for 44 on the timer. Um, it's things that have occurred over and over and over again, throughout time, and it's going to continue to do that. Let's look up 44. 444 is something that I've been seeing, quite often here lately. But 4444, that's a combination of master numbers. The angel number 4444 is a sign from your guardian angels that you are on the right path and that you have their support. It can mean many things, including strength and resilience. It is a reminder of your inner strength and that you should use it in all areas of your life. Uh, if you've been feeling like you're making wrong decisions, 4444 is a sign to trust your inner wisdom and intuition. If you're feeling tired and can't see the way forward, this number is a reminder to keep going and that you haven't reached the end yet. It could also mean that you should embrace self love and make choices that will lead to success. Um, it could also mean that your twin flame relationship is evolving into a more balanced state. The number 4444 can also be broken down to understand its deeper meaning. Adding two fours together gives you the number 8, which is an affirmation of achievement. Adding the numbers of 444 together gives you 16, which can be broken down. 1 plus 6 equals 7, and 7 is a sign that divine alignment is on your side, a sign of positive transformation and guidance from your guardian angels, letting you know that you're headed in the right direction, but you'll need to be persistent and completely grounded in positive energy. Let's see what Miss Joanne from Sacred Scribes has to say. Seeing angel number 4444 is no coincidence. It's a powerful message from the divine realm, signifying that the universe and your guardian angels are supporting and guiding you. This number emphasizes the importance of building a strong foundation in your life and maintaining balance across all aspects. It's a reassurance that you're on the right path and that perseverance and dedication will lead to success. The number 4444 carries the amplified energy of number 4, which resonates with hard work, responsibility, determination, and stability. When repeated 4 times, the message becomes even more significant, urging you to pay close attention to the aspects of your life that need structure and order. Whether it's your relationships, career, personal growth, or spiritual journey, this number serves as a reminder that the angels are working behind the scenes to help you achieve balance and harmony. Tips for embracing the spiritual energy of 4444. Set aside time each day for meditation and reflection. Keep a journal to document your spiritual insights and experiences. Trust that your angels are always by your side, offering guidance and protection. And the angels are reminding you that true love requires effort, patience, and open communication. Communicate openly and honestly. Show appreciation for people who bring joy and stability in your life. Be willing to work through conflicts with patience and compassion. We did get impatience, so be patient. The angels are reminding you to trust in your abilities and take proactive steps towards your aspirations. Stay committed to your goals. Look for opportunities to learn new skills. Trust that your dedication and resilience will lead to recognition and success. The angels want you to know that abundance is achievable when you approach your finances with responsibility and care. Create a budget, set aside savings for emergencies and future goals, avoid unnecessary expenses, and focus on long-term investments. They want you to trust that every step you take, no matter how small, contributes to your overall growth. Set realistic goals, practice self-care, and nurture your mental, emotional, and physical well-being. Reflect on your experiences and celebrate progress. The angels want you to release any anxiety or impatience and have faith that the universe is working in your favor. So release impatience. We got that card. Practice patience and mindfulness, focusing on the present moment. Reframe obstacles as opportunities for growth and learning. Affirm that everything is happening for your benefit, even if the reasons aren't immediately clear. By focusing on your well being, you can create a strong foundation for every other area of your life. Create a consistent sleep schedule, prioritize quality rest, incorporate movement into your daily routine, whether through yoga, walking, or more intense exercise. Practice gratitude and positivity to foster a healthy mindset. They want you to stay disciplined even when the results aren't immediately visible. Stay grounded, be patient, take action, seek balance. Wow. There you go. As always, be grateful for what you have, the big, the small, and the blessings yet to come. If you see a need out there today, tomorrow, next week, if there's any possible way that you can fill that need, please do so. You may not only better their day, but you could possibly change their life, and you never know the impact it could have on yours. Be blessed, find peace, and I'll see you next time.